Look closely at this spire. Notice the slate roofs, the sharp turrets, the dramatic cliffside perch. This is the Alcázar of Segovia, Spain, the castle that inspired the ultimate cinematic dreamscape, Walt Disney's Cinderella castle. To millions, it is the perfect vision of fantasy, romance, and happy endings. But the true history of the Alcázar is a profound, horrifying contradiction. For centuries, this royal palace, the very seat of Castilian power, where Queen Isabella the Catholic was crowned, served a secondary, brutal purpose, a maximum security state prison. Behind the fairytale windows and beneath the opulent reception halls, dissidents, noble rivals, and political threats were systematically isolated, interrogated, and eliminated. Tonight, we expose the dark truth that Disney left out. We unmask the castle of contradictions, exploring how a fortress designed to embody power and beauty simultaneously served as a crushing cage, and revealing the tormented spirits that still haunt the perfect spires of the Alcázar. The Alcázar's architectural history is a journey through Spanish power. Built on a narrow rock outcrop above the confluence of two rivers, it was first a Roman fort, then a critical Moorish citadel, before becoming the favored residence of the kings of Castile. Disney's muse, the castle's unique, ship-like prow, its mix of Gothic and mudéjar, Moorish-influenced Christian architecture, and its distinct slate-topped towers, specifically the Torre de Juan II, directly captured the imagination of Walt Disney. The inspiration. Historians and Disney archivists agree that the Alcázar was a primary inspiration for the magical castles featured in Cinderella, 1950, and later, Sleeping Beauty, 1959. It is the perfect idealized image of a fortress designed for a princess. The crowning glory. The castle's highest point in history came in 1474 when Isabella I, the Catholic, was crowned Queen of Castile here. This event fused two kingdoms and led to the expulsion of the Moors and the final unification of Spain, establishing the nation as a global superpower. The Alcázar's beauty and royal significance are undeniable, but it is this very perfection that makes its dark secondary role so shocking. The greater the power, the greater the need for a cage. By the 16th century, the Alcázar was deemed too old-fashioned for royal residence, and the court moved to Madrid. The castle was then repurposed for the most cynical of state functions, a high-profile state prison. The prisoners of power. The inmates were not common criminals, but men and women of high social standing, dissenting nobles, rivals to the crown, and military officers who had fallen out of favor. These were prisoners who could not be allowed to escape or speak. The isolation. The tower rooms, which looked so charming from the outside, were transformed into cold, isolated cells. The thickness of the walls and the castle's position high on the cliff made escape virtually impossible, ensuring total mental and physical confinement. The Inquisition's hand. During the height of the Spanish Inquisition, the castle's purpose became even darker. It is rumored that certain sections of the subterranean levels were used for the interrogation and containment of heretics, adding a layer of religious persecution to its political role. Stories of deception, where fairy tales mask state secrets and brutality, are what we specialize in. The true history of the world's most famous places is often the opposite of the legend. If you're drawn to peeling back these beautiful lies and exposing the hidden mechanisms of power, then you need to be part of our community. Take a second right now to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Your support ensures we can keep investing the time and resources needed to bring these complex, untold stories to light. The fire and the forgetting. The Alcázar was tragically gutted by a massive fire in 1862, which destroyed the royal apartments and most of the archives. This event was a turning point, both for the castle's rebirth as a military archive and museum, and for the unfortunate loss of specific records detailing the prisoners' identities and fates. Did this fire erase the most damning secrets held within the stone? The tension between the castle's fairy tale aesthetics and its brutal history creates a powerful, haunted atmosphere. The Ghost of the Sentinel. The most enduring spectral legend connected to the prison era is that of a sentinel who fell from the highest tower, either by accident or suicide, tormented by the suffering he witnessed. His lonely figure is sometimes reported on moonlit nights, patrolling the walls, forever guarding the secrets he couldn't keep. The irony of the architecture. The beautiful, ornate halls of the palace like the Sala de las Penas. The Disney legacy. The ultimate irony is that the castle's most famous modern legacy, its role as a Disney muse, has cemented its image as a place of pure fantasy, completely erasing its function as a site of political terror. The Alcazar is the perfect metaphor for state control. Hide the harsh reality behind a beautiful, impossible dream. The Alcázar of Segovia is a spectacular fortress, a monument to the golden age of Spain, and a powerful symbol of beauty and romance. Yet, its stones also tell a story of political confinement, silent suffering, and the cynical repurposing of a royal home into a state cage. The fairy tale is real, but so is the dungeon. The most profound lesson of the Alcazar is that we must always look beyond the beautiful façade, because it often hides the coldest, hardest truth. The tease. Next time, we move from the royal palaces of Spain to the blood-soaked grounds of medieval England. We are diving into Warwick Castle to explore the heroic legend of Guy of Warwick and the castle as documented history of dark seances and occult activities. What secrets do the castle's medieval walls hide about the supernatural? You won't want to miss it. Make sure you've subscribed and have notifications turned on so you don't miss our next deep dive into history.